So I've talked about training and the kind of training that that's available. I train a lot, and some of the training I do is in an indoor facility that has computerized scenarios as well as three-dimensional buildings and those kind of things, so you can do force on force. Today I'm going to a training session in the simulator at my facility called Forward Movement. And I've been a member here for almost since it opened. And you'll see my experience with my trainer. It's one-on-one, so it's always fun.
Right here. Okay, I'm just going to pop this target up right here. Just enough to where your shadow's off the screen. And I just want you right here. As soon as that target pops up, come in and go right there with it. So.
Where did it hit?
I was watching you. So
oh, okay.
I'll turn it on so you can see where it's hitting.
No, I just...
Keep it smooth. You're going so fast that you're starting to get kind of caught up on stuff. Okay. If you can think of just like related to kind of walking, half a step slower or a quarter step slower. You know, because your quarter step slower, half step slower is still going to be fairly fast with how quick you can draw, but you're going so fast right now that you're actually wasting time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you're getting caught up on stuff, you're moving faster than what your body can keep up with. So if you, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
slow it down.
Just slow. I mean, it's not much of a slowdown. I'm not saying that you do like ooh, type of thing. Okay. It is just like a quarter second slower. Just slow it down just a tiny bit. Okay. And then you'll see it's going to be a lot smoother of a draw, okay? Because it's one of those things where, they kind of always say, draw fast, shoot slow, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can draw fast. I know you can. I've seen you shoot. I know you can do it. But right now you're going so fast that you're kind of getting caught up on your body.
In my way.
You're getting in your own way, okay, in a sense, okay? All right, here we go. There you go. That was better. Good.
I'm trying to simulate, get my garment out of the way.
Yep. No, it's fine. I'm good with that. You see how much smoother it is? You slowed down just a little bit. Now you're not getting in your way. It looks a lot smoother. You're not kind of fumbling through it and all that. And when you go back and look at the video after we've had this discussion, you're going to see the difference. You'll see the difference between the two. Okay. Okay. Let's do a couple more.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can see just even at that close distance,
Yeah.
any slight angle change is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge difference.
So I have to really index it.
Yeah, it's
Really index it.
it's keeping it compact. You know, we talk about our draw, that 4-step draw. Sometimes what we see, folks will have a tendency to get really big with their movements.
Yeah.
Whereas I tell everyone, keep it compact in the aspect of, because if I start coming out wide, regardless of what I'm doing, if I'm coming, you know, if I make coming out like this, whatever it is, but if I can keep it compact, because even then, the support hand, I can come out and deliver a strike if I have to, but I can keep it compact, and I'm not going to put my arms out there for anybody to start grabbing and pushing and pulling and all that stuff.
Okay.
So one is bladed away, wait for it to turn, shoot it, go to 2, 3 will present itself. As soon as it presents itself, shoot it. Once 3 goes away, if you don't shoot it right away, it's probably not going to come back. Same with 4, okay? Keep shooting at that one. Oh.
Well, you said it's on the timer. 1, and it's just 2, right?
Yep. Two is a hostage.
Bad guys.
Bad guys are in white.
Oh, white. Okay.
There's your first. All good shots on this one. Everything was good. Nice. So here's on the moving target. Just behind it. Still behind. There you go.
The little guy was going fast. Yeah. Okay.
So that, you know, even at this distance and as slow as that one was moving, a little bit of a lead. Just it's not
right on the edge.
It's not completely off that target, but it's just if it's moving left center mass. Moving right center mass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me go back to like right here. Even with, just because you're behind, I would venture to bet we were holding here, and by the time you get that trigger pulled and everything, it's already gone, it's passed. That's why moving this way, we want to be right here. Obviously, the faster it's moving, the more we're going to lead it. And so we're going to, with this one, you're probably just going to hold in this to theoretically maybe hit here or even possibly right here. So that's all it is. It's just slightly off center mass. You get home and you see that your neighbors are kind of out having an argument out in their front yard, and you decide just to kind of observe, just to make sure everything is okay. Not necessarily getting directly involved. Maybe another neighbor, he decided to get involved in it, and you're just kind of just watching.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know them, and they know me.
Yep. Okay. You all kind of know each other and all that kind of stuff. So.
Hey, come here. Let him go inside. Let him go inside. Hey, what's your name? Hector. Hector, what's going on today?
We were just playing, man. He's my brother. We were just wrestling out here, man.
Just playing. You've got blood all over your nose and lip.
I know. I just fell down and that freaking busted my lip, man.
Hector, tell the cops to get the back of her property. We're not doing anything wrong.
Yo, shut up!
We're
Shut
not
up!
doing anything wrong.
Hey, you guys settle down.
I
Settle
got
down.
this. I got
We
this.
got a few complaints. We'll be out of here in just a minute. As soon as we figure out what's going on. Hector, what's your brother's name?
His name is Juan.
Juan, how old is Juan?
He's 17.
He's 17. So tell me what happened here with you guys ended up on the lawn.
I mean, we were just playing. I mean, we were just wrestling out. We're brothers. Oh,
Brother, fucking kill you. He's got a knife.
Hey, calm down, man. Calm down. Hey. Good. Get the fuck out of here. You don't want this fucking family. I'm gonna shoot you. I don't give a shit. Shoot me. Get your fucking hands up.
Cover me. I'm not fighting.
Get your fucking hands up. My hands up, baby. Get your fucking hands up. No! You motherfucker! No! You motherfucker!
I didn't see that guy.
Yep, because, tell me why.
I was paying attention to this guy,
Yeah?
and 'cause I wanted to make sure he was secure, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting close to him because I didn't know if he was going to move again or not.
Okay.
So my back was to these guys, but after I saw he was secure, that's when I turned around, and that's this other person that I didn't see before,
Yeah.
right?
And he was there the entire time. So be careful on
Was he?
Yeah, he was there the entire time.
Wow.
So be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So be careful on closing the distance. And here's why I say that. Because let's just for argument's sake, we shoot at one because, and good shots by the way, we end up shooting at one because he's charging at these guys with a knife.
Yeah.
Okay? If these two start wrestling around, all right? Remember, this is just a neighbor. This is not a cop. Take that out of play. Just a neighbor, but they start as hands, fists, feet. That's all it is. You introduce a gun into something like that, what good are you? So we, we might not be justified in pulling a gun because of this. It's essentially guy on guy. There's no lethal force justification if they just start getting into a knockdown, drag out fight.
Yeah.
Only thing that'll change on that is if he starts to put him in a choke or starts banging his head on the concrete or whatever. That will change that scenario slightly. But you're not now. If you introduce a gun into a hands, fist, feet, and you get into somebody that knows what they're doing, they'll take that gun away from you. Okay, so be careful introducing a gun into that hands, fist, feet, because even if you do end up getting involved in that fight, a hands, fist, feet, and you have gun in hand, you're fighting one-handed.
That's true.
You're fighting one-handed right now.
I forgot that he was not
Yeah.
the cop. So.
That's right. It happens. I know it's hard to kind of take that out of there.
Yeah.
So that's where we want to create that distance. If you're going to do anything, change your angle. Change your angle to where now I'm coming back over here to where I can see
this guy.
the big picture. If your neighbor needs help, he'll call out for it.
Okay.
If he needs it, he'll call out for it. It's human nature. But now we ended up turning our back. It worked out in the aspect of he decided not to start shooting right away. You know, and then now you turn around and be like, oh, dang, where'd that guy come from?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was.
You
Where did
know?
he come from, right?
Where did he come
from?
from?
All I remember seeing was the two girls.
So let's think about this too. What is something that happened and didn't happen in relation to these people over here? Think of human nature. There's two things that happened and didn't happen, essentially. Gunshots go off. One goes down.
And they scream.
They scream and they duck off. That's human nature.
He did.
He did it. That's a red flag. That's a red flag right there as to What is going on?
Yeah.
Why isn't this guy reacting to gunshots going off?
Yeah.
Why is he just standing there giving me that 1,000-yard stare like, you know, all right, we're at the OK Corral now, let's do this. And what's another thing it's that I would want you to start working on a little bit more of?
Me?
Yep.
As it relates to this scenario?
Yeah. I'll bring it back to, and think of this scene right here, just kind of take a mental picture of that. But we get to this point right here. Just right here? He just came running out of the house. He's got a knife in his hand.
Right.
Okay? So. So he's got a knife in his hand. What is something that you can start doing at this point in time? You were good. You had gun out because he's a lethal threat, right?
Well, I had the gun.
You had it here.
Pointed, right.
You had it here. I would like you to be right here because other than you, who is the legitimate lethal threat at this point in time that we know of?
The kid.
The kid is. Because he's the only one that we know of that we can see a knife.
True. I had a gun up, but I was pointing it this way.
Yeah, that ambush method that we talked about.
Right. Well, I wasn't thinking of ambush mission right then. I just didn't want to point my gun at him because if I shot him, I shoot her.
Fantastic. That's the thought process
I did. Because she's an innocent at this point.
Exactly.
And she's trying to keep my.
That's why I agree with you 100%. We don't want to point that gun off in this direction because we have people that are non-threats, and if we end up popping a round off, there's a chance we're going to hit one of these, and then we're on the hook.
Yeah. Well, I'll certainly hit her. I mean,
Yeah,
the gun's gonna go through it. Gun go through it.
Yep,
She's going to go down too.
Absolutely. So that's why I talk about that point of aim is roughly 2 to 3 feet off in this direction.
Even if, as long as she's got him, I don't need to point my gun at him.
Yeah, but we can display that lethal force.
Right.
But what is something that we can be doing in the meantime to
Talking to him.
Yeah. Drop the knife.
That's true.
Drop the weapon. Drop it. Get on the ground. Don't do it. Go back inside. I don't care.
Yeah.
Say something. Change your angles. Do something. But the biggest thing is our ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the other scene once we eliminate, or not eliminate, but we stop the threat right here. Now we got this guy over here standing there. Hey, show me your hands. Show me your hands. What are you doing? Show me your hands. Don't do anything stupid, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now we're creating another angle. We're trying to maybe back ourselves away and find some sort of cover concealment to protect ourselves.
Yeah, and this is where, I mean, he went into the shadows, and I only saw these two and him. And I'm focusing on my neighbor, right? And I totally forget about this guy. I mean, as far as I know, he went back in the house. I mean, who knows? Yeah. And he didn't come back again until they ducked. Yeah. I shot and they ducked. Yeah. Then he came out, so maybe became visible again.
Yeah, just took that half a step out into that sunlight.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's one of those things. He was there that entire time, and people have the same reaction that you did, where they get kind of focused in either right here or on Juan over here, and they forget about these people over here because it's the same as the ATM scenario, where we get focused on that guy robbing that lady at the ATM, but we forget about the car.
Yeah. We
forget about the people over here because we have that divided attention of these two things going on over here.
Yeah.
And so that's just where
this was a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one, especially with moving and all that. Yeah. And so that's where we don't want to get close if we don't have to. Okay. If your neighbor needs help, or you start to perceive that he needs help, then that's where either holster or whatever force option is. That's why I say layer that defense. Have a good background in hands, fists, feet. Pepper spray, stun devices, Kubotans, whatever it may be. I don't care. However you decide to layer your defense, layer that defense. But you might not be justified in using a firearm.
That's true. Well, now so let's come back. Now he's a law enforcement officer, right? Two things. If he needs help, he'll be yelling, help me get this guy. Or if the guy turns around and now tries to go for his gun.
If you perceive that, then
it's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's all about perception.
Yeah.
If you see it, it's whatever it may be. I've been in situations where we've been in knockdown, drag out fights, but it was never communicated by the other officers, he's going for my gun.
Oh.
And so I didn't know.
Until
we find out afterwards.
Yeah.
We do a big debrief on it, and was like, yeah, he was going for my gun. And I told him, look, bro,
you got to say something.
You got to say something. You
Right.
got to tell. You have to tell us these things.
Yeah.
But that's the same concept. Maybe he says something, maybe he doesn't. Because now if he's right-handed and they get into a fight from this angle, you don't know if that guy's going for the gun.
That's right.
You don't know. You can't see it.
So the main thing is that you gotta, as long as there's people around, I gotta pay attention to all the people.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in our worlds, civilians and all that kind of stuff. We are essentially the most important person. What good are you if you get yourself hurt?
Priorities of life. Right?
Exactly. Hostages and all that, but I like to say we're a little bit more egotistical. We want to put ourselves up on top.
Yeah, well, the way I do it, there's only four, right? It's you, your loved ones, the innocent, and the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't need, because Idaho, I don't put property in.
Yeah, property is property. Yeah.
I was looking at the.
Yeah.
Somebody added a layer.
Yeah. But it's one of these things where if this is my buddy, this is my neighbor, but even then, he wasn't really all that aggressive. He really wasn't.
Until after I shot his brother.
Yeah, he started yelling and screaming, but he wasn't starting to actively fight.
Yeah.
So that's where we had to start reading. I'm not going to make anyone a body language reading expert by any means, but we have enough sense to see that, okay, well, he's not actively fighting. He's mad that his brother just got shot. He's calling you names, all this kind of stuff, but he's not actively, trying to swing around and start fighting or anything like that. The only one that's actively really doing anything, legitimately, is that guy over there. Because it's not human nature just to
stand there
and do a 1,000-yard stare.
That's a good point.
There's no when someone doesn't have a reaction to something, that's the person you want to pay attention to. Because something is not clicking, there's something, their cylinders are not firing.
Rounds going off.
Yeah,
I think I'm just going to stand there.
Right, this is cool, Those are the people that you want to. Okay, this threat has been stopped. Now I have a guy over here that's he's not pulling out a phone to put me on World Star Hip Hop, but he's starting to kind of blade off a little bit, hands back.
Yeah, he was.
That to me is this guy wants to do something. What? I don't know. All right, man, show me your hands. Show me your hands. All right.
So as a civilian, no one has to follow my commands.
They don't necessarily have to, no.
Right.
They don't.
Screw yourself.
But you can. But if I'm giving commands, hey, sir, show me your hands. I don't know who you are. I'm a good guy. Blah 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 blah. But you need to show me your hands. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And if he's still saying, hey man, I consider you a threat. Someone call 911.
Really?
Absolutely. Okay. Do you think a bad guy's going to be yelling out, hey, call 911?
No, I don't mean that, but I mean some guys are really belligerent. I'm not the good guy, but you point a gun at a bad guy, and then he wants to bump titties with you, right? He's going to puff up, and then tell you to go screw yourself.
I'm creating witnesses.
Okay. In case he does, because you can't shoot him just because he doesn't follow command.
You can't shoot him just I can be an asshole all day long.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you get to shoot me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so I can stand here all day long with my hand behind my back and sit there and give you that 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you get to shoot me. It's when I start to come up
with something.
With a, well, put it this way, with a weapon. ideally.
Oops, sorry, cell phone.
But it's one of those things where you take the totality of the circumstance and all that. But yeah, show me your hands. I want to see your hands. Someone call 911. I'm a good guy.
Should have done that.
Create the witnesses. Create witnesses, because now this person over here hears a gunshot. Then I heard someone yelling, show me your hands. Someone call 911. It looked like a guy in a gray shirt and gray shorts that was saying that.
Yeah.
What did you just do? You created a witness that corroborates, I can't even say it, everything that you just did, and if you give statements to law enforcement and investigators and all that, obviously if you're going to do that while you're present, so on and so forth.
Right.
You know, but that's how you kind of work through that process.
Yeah, I gotta really think about. I'm gonna turn this off. I gotta really think about using my voice.
Yeah.
Our